What's up, guys? It's Dillusscuss. So I just want to talk about, since the whole Democratic National Convention thing and the whole Bernie Sanders thing came up, one of his big things was making free college available. Um, and I don't think that will happen for a very, very long time, no matter who gets voted in. Even though Bernie has no chance, he's gone. No, it's Hillary and Trump. I doubt it'll happen like within like the next like 10 years, or 8 years by terms. I don't think that it'll happen because the money to pay for that will have to come out of tax dollars, and people want don't like their taxes being raised. They want their taxes to be lowered, even though that's not a good thing. Lowering taxes is not good. Yeah, it seems good because you don't have to pay as much, but at the end of the day, if you really look into it, taxpayer dollars pay a lot of shit that we really need. And if you lower that, that means less money for public schools, less money for fire department, less money for hospitals, less money for police, which, yeah, the police are doing questionable things, that's understandable, but still we need someone out there to protect us. And how looking at how much tuition is for colleges, it's generally like, without scholarships or financial aid, I've looked into it. It's about the average. It goes from about, I think, like 20,000 a year to like 50,000. I think was the highest one I saw. So I mean, it's about a 25,000, 30,000 a year tuition to go to a college. That's not like a vocational school or a trade school. That's like a university, like Cal State, Caltech, University of Wisconsin, Oregon, all that type of shit. And now, that's per student. And now think about it, they've got probably a couple 100,000 students in each campus, and there are probably over 200 universities. I don't know the exact number, but I'm assuming, there's at least maybe one or two per state. Because I know I was originally from California. California has, I think, 4 or 5 universities. So I mean, what I'm saying is that people want to lower taxes, and then they want free healthcare and they want free college. And to do those things, you're gonna have to raise the taxes. Like, we public schools are barely getting enough money to provide enough programs to do public school. Like, a lot of the shop classes and art classes, and so a lot of the shop classes are gone. A lot of the art classes, when you start, they ask you to give them some money so that way they can buy some of the things, so you can do some of the things in the art classes, which I think is really fucking sad, that to take an art class to be artistic, you have to pay for it. Like, art should be something that, if you want to be artistic, you can do it. You should be able to take a writing course, or take a painting class, or a shop class, or something, because those things can be used in the real world. Like, I would rather pay to take an art class, or like a math, like, something that I can use, over taking history of music, or I know a language that I'm not gonna use. Like, okay, at my school there was Spanish and there was French. I took French because I didn't want to take Spanish, because I had been forced to take Spanish as a kid and I just didn't like it. Which now I think I should have, because with the amount of Hispanics coming into America, it's really gonna help you in the job market. And I was a stupid kid. I was a teenager. I didn't know what I was doing, and now that I've kind of been out and about, I kind of realized that. Getting off topic though, but you're gonna have to raise these taxes, and people don't want to do that. And I'm not saying it's gonna be like, oh, you're gonna have to pay, 50 times as much as you're paying now. Like, I don't know the exact percentage, but you got to think about that. If you want free healthcare and you want free college, healthcare is expensive. Like, if you don't have health insurance and you go to a hospital, it's really expensive. Copays are a bitch. Or college, it's a lot of money just to go to the school, not including food, all that shit. Which, that shit you could pay by yourself, because if free college is a thing, then you'd have the extra money that would go to your tuition to, do all your stuff. But if you think about it, to do a college, that means that the tax money would probably pay for sports. It would probably pay for the campus, the tuition for the students, uh, extracurricular, um, all the teachers, which that's not a bad thing, but I mean, if you're charging 30 grand per student for a year and they have to be there for 4 years to get a degree, like, they're making it in the shade right now, and how much everybody will have to pay to cover those costs is insane. Like, I really wish I did the math and and broke it down, because it would probably be such a drastic number. Like, I think, let's see, I think it's, I don't know for sure, I think it's like 40% of what you make is tax or some shit like that. Um, let's see, something like that. It's like, I think it's like 40%. But I mean, think about it. You're already paying that much out of your thing, and yeah, it sounds great. And Canada did it, and it's going great for them, I guess. I don't know. I don't live in Canada. I don't know, but I mean, it's, people want this so bad, but then they don't want to pay for it. That's like not cool. Like, I I don't want to pay for it, but I want to go to school. So I mean, you just have to bite the bullet and do it. Like, there are things you want, but they aren't free. Like, if say you want to go to college, like if you would have asked me when I was in high school if you want to go to college, I would have said hell no, I'm not about that. And now that I've been out and I found things that I'm passionate in, like, really, it's kind of like, okay, now I would want to go back to school, but I can't because it's so expensive and it's stuff. And I mean, that's the thing, is like, public school is free, but a lot of people don't, like, a lot of students don't want to go. Like, sophomore year is like the dropout year. All the kids that are going to drop out will drop out. Or, like, I don't know how many people I know, but for me especially, like, I was in school, and freshman year was like, okay, this is weird, but I'm adjusting. And sophomore year was like, I'm really, really done with this. I don't even want to be here. And, I mean, and that's free. That is free. And I think it should be made available, not per se free, but I mean, like, reasonable, because I mean, 30 grand is a lot of money. I mean, let's say you can't get financial aid. Let's say you can't get a scholarship. That's 30 grand per year, and that's 4 years. So that's $120,000 you're giving to this place to learn, because you want to learn, you want to better yourself. You want to make yourself the best thing you can be. And I think that is fucking bullshit. That to be better, or be smarter, or more intelligent, or, well, more well-rounded, that you have to pay $120,000 when you go to high school and they just teach you a bunch of stupid shit that you will never use again. Like, that the majority of us will never use again. Like, in health class, they don't even really teach you anything. Like, honestly, they don't. A lot of history classes, they cover shit that, like, it doesn't really, have relevance. Yeah, it's history, but it doesn't have relevance to a lot of the things that are going on now. Or, like, the certain maths. Like, I get, like, if you're going to be an architect, like geometry, or, if you're in science or stuff like that, the advanced maths would make sense. But, I mean, after, like, algebra, like, 1, maybe 2, like, maybe that would be good. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, if someone's working at retail, they are not going to need to know how to find the area of a triangle, the circumference of a circle. They are not going to need to know that stuff. And you could take that money and you could do, like, a business or a financial class where it's like how to balance a checkbook, how to pay taxes, how to manage finance, how to do savings, how to do tax returns, all that shit, because they really don't teach you that. I mean, I would have much rather, instead of being forced to take a biology class, which, I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna pursue science, and I didn't really need to know how you get sick, or what the human body is made out of, like chemically, or the chemical makeup of plastic or salt or this or that. Like, maybe if I had, like, I was allergic to like gluten or something, or had like a certain thing where these certain chemicals made my body sick, maybe I'd be like, okay, just that part. But I don't need to know how, in daily life, I don't need to know what makes helium, or what makes rubber, or what this is on the periodic table, or shit like that. I could have used that like 4 months in that class, and I could have been taught how to balance my budget, how to properly fill out an application, which now they're actually starting to do that in some of the like more specialized classes. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's really what you're going to need to use. You're going to need to know how to manage time well and efficiently, how to be organized, how to use a computer, efficiently, how to be able to write, because especially for me, my writing is hideous, because they just were like, okay, you can form letters. They covered writing for like a week, covered cursive for like a week, and then it was straight to computers, and my writing is absolutely horrible. I mean, things like that. Bring back shop classes. Maybe not spend as much time on forcing like unnecessary classes to kids, and find out, like, actually like sit down and find out what they're into, what their interests are, because that's what they're gonna want to pursue. And we can't, like, a lot of us can't. Like, a lot of us can't. And especially, like, with how expensive things are getting, it's really, really difficult to actually, like, go into things you want to do. Like, yeah, you can, like, okay, I'm going to do it. But, like, let's say you want to build cars or design cars, you have to be very, very good at mathematics, be very, very good at geometry, be very, very, like, probably study architecture, and then you got to go to a trade school to learn more about cars and stuff. You've got, if, okay, let's say you do want to design cars, you're going to want to take a drawing class, a architecture class, most likely, to do like shapes and structures and how things fit and work together. Probably take a shop class, like an automotive shop class. Metalworking would probably be really good, because it helps you figure out how metal shapes. And those things, if you balance the budget more from like okay, in PE, in our PE in sophomore year, they made us take dancing. If they would have taken the time to, maybe how to do a good diet, or a good daily exercise plan, or this or that, time would have been more well managed. Like, I'm not an expert, but I'm just saying, like, the money is, they could use it more efficiently, to where when you go up to college, you already know what you have to do. You don't have to take anything extra. Like, for instance, I believe when you go into college freshman year, you have to take like science class, English class, a bunch of extra classes, instead of just what you want to go into. Like, let's say your thing is nursing. You're probably, I would assume, I don't know a lot about it, but you take like a biology class, or not, like a medical, class, and stuff like that. Like, the classes that are going to help you the most and not waste your time, get you in and out and learn everything you need to know in the quickest amount of time, and get you out to where you're needed. Like, that makes a lot of sense to me. Not like, I took 4 years, and I took this, and that. Like, if you're doing, you're gonna write, maybe do like how to properly, how to write better, how to write manuscripts, how to get publishers' attentions, how to this, how to that, how to market this, stuff like that. Use that money for that instead of using it for different things, and then maybe it'd be like justified, well, more justified for people like me. Maybe I should spend the extra tax money to pay for colleges, and stuff like that. Or like, for real, $30,000 to go to school is crazy to me. Like, maybe it's just me because I was raised pretty poor, but like, that's a lot of fucking money to me. Like, for real, like, fuck that, dude. I could, especially out here in Missouri, like, to buy a house or to like, buy a plot of land, it's like 80 grand. With that 4 years of school, you could buy a house. You could buy a fucking house. Like, and I'm not saying like a 1-bedroom house, I'm saying like a 3-bedroom house. You could buy a fucking house with the price it takes you to go to school for 4 years. And that's just saying you just want to get, I think it's like a bachelor's degree. If, let's say you want to get like a I'm gonna get fucked up here. But I think it's like 4 years and then 8 years and then whatever. And then there's the 2-year degree. I don't remember what it is. But let's say you want to go for 8 years. That's $240,000. That's insane. Like, to what? To pay a teacher. But yet high school teachers who have way more kids and have to teach way more get paid way less. Like, I'm just saying, like, maybe have some of the things that are taught in college taught in high school. That way they could get into it, get out of it faster, less expensive, all that shit. And then maybe things would be better, But what I'm saying is, if people are so passionate about getting free college, but they don't want to pay the tax increase that would entail this free college becoming a thing, then why even talk about, oh yeah, we need to get free college when you don't want to pay for it? Like, that's like you going, oh yeah, I want that soda, but I don't want to pay for it. You should just give it to me. That's a sense of entitlement when you're not really entitled to shit. Like, life isn't just going to like hand you things. You have to work for shit. You have to pay for things. So why would you think that they're just gonna go, oh, you want free college? Cool, here's free college for everyone. No, they're gonna be like, well, we gotta pay for it. You gotta pay for this shit. Like, we can't just give you it for free because we have to pay teachers, we have to pay utilities, we have to pay janitors, have to pay water, have to pay gas, have to pay for the land, have to pay taxes to that state probably. Taxes to teacher unions. Like, they have to spend all this money, so at the end of the day, it can't be free. It has to be paid for somehow, and that is through tax dollars. So, before you're screaming, we need free college, we need free hospitals, we need free this and free that, look into it and look at what it would take, because it's not just going to happen, like, and nothing's going to happen to you. Eventually, somewhere in that, you're going to have to pay out of pocket for the free college, and that's probably through taxes. So, just something to think about.